a friend here, Matt from Ubisoft. We are checking out Assassin's Creed 3. Me, personally, huge fan. I think Matt's a fan, too.
I love the game.
Yeah, I have actually
so.
played every single one. Not the biggest fan of part 1, but moving after that, like seriously, I went to Italy and did Rome, Venice, and Florence because there's freaking pictures of me with a hood on. I have an Assassin's Creed hood, and I walked around and I went to a lot of those places. I'm like, I actually know where to go because I played that game so much.
That's so cool.
And then when I came home, I immediately went and played Brotherhood and was running around Rome. And I was like, this is freaking cool. This is so cool. And kind of a surprise when we left off with Revelations. There was a subtle hint that we were going to Boston, an East Coast place, and lo and behold, we have Assassin's Creed 3
in
the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
Very cool. So can you tell us a little bit about what we're going to be seeing here today?
Yeah, we're going to give you a little taste of the frontier of Assassin's Creed, and it's just kind of the idea of us building this 3D playable space that, like the cities, but it's a forest, and it's like an organic environment. That's something that's brand new and fresh for us. So Eric's going to fire it up here, and we're going to have a look. Very cool.
And I did see a video of you guys before you came out here to E3. There's a lot of you in a room watching a video and all very pleased. Of course, we the viewer did not get to see what you were looking at. Is this one of those things that you guys were very happy with?
Yes, we had basically finished it, and we were going to see it for the first time as a team. But yes, here we have our new hero, Connor.
Yes.
Radun Hagedon, which is his Mohawk name. He's half Mohawk, half British, and he's in this next chapter of Assassins versus Templars fight with the backdrop of the American Revolution. That's what SC is always about. Connor, it was important, like I said, this 3D playable space. We wanted him to be as comfortable in the forests and the natural environment as Ezio and Altair were in the cities, right?
Yes.
So you can see that here. He's just hopping from tree to tree. This is where he's at home at his most dangerous.
Now, will the branches ever break, or is that something?
No.
Okay, gotcha. So it is always something you can count on.
You can count on it. Here he is in a blend trap. He's going to use his new bow and arrow to take out this nice big buck. Some good antlers there.
Yes.
For his wall, maybe.
And that's something pretty new that we haven't really seen Assassin's Creed as a reticle. I mean, we've seen it a little bit with the hidden gun. But that's a new feature for the game.
Right? It's to give the player precision when they're using that tool. We want to have them, have it as easy to use and intuitive as possible. Now it's just kind of natural.
What is the advantage of hunting? Do you get food?
Yeah, you can skin them and get their pelts, and the quality of the kill will dictate the value of the pelt, and that goes into the economy system. It's the whole other thing we'll be speaking about at a later date.
Yeah.
But it is part of the economy. And now these wolves are none too happy with Connor,
right?
So he's going to have to deal with them. But the wildlife is like the crowd of the forest, and they really bring the whole place together. And they have their own lives in this world, and you kind of intersect with them if you choose to, and then you can have a moment with those animals. Otherwise, they're just kind of around.
Gotcha. So they are kind of a dynamic force.
Oh, they're completely dynamic. Yeah.
So when you're out there and you see some redcoats, they could come in and change completely what you were doing?
Exactly.
Interesting.
So here we have a little camp, a Patriot camp, and obviously crowd is a big thing in Assassin's Creed, no different than AC3. This doctor here is soliciting Connor for his help. These are just little side quests that the player can do during missions at any time in the world, and it's full of them. Eric's going to complete this one right here. He's going to give this quartermaster some meat to feed the troops.
Gotcha.
These are just little things that if you choose to do them, you can. If you don't want to, you can go on with the main mission. So the player has that kind of agency with what they kind of do.
And I remember seeing this earlier during your guys' press conference at Ubisoft. He did say, here's a token of my gratitude. Yes. What did he actually give you?
Oh, it was just a little bit of money.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I didn't know if it was just like, here's, I don't know, here's some wood.
So here we're getting our target, which is, in this case, is a Templar named Silas, who is holed up in a redcoat fort. That's just kind of incidental. That's where he is. That's where he's chosen to kind of make his lair, if you will. But so Connor's heading after him, and it's really important that in the game that Connor isn't a patriot. The Templars get everywhere, and he will follow them wherever they go. And in this case, the guys at the Redcoat.
It just happens to be during the Revolutionary
War.
Well,
that's the backdrop, right? That's the same with all the other Assassin's Creed. We have this period in history, and we use that to color the story of Assassins and Templars, and that's AC.
One thing I have to point out there, though, is the facial animation looks to be a leap way ahead of what was in Revelations.
All of our cinematics have been completely reimagined. We've tried to push the envelope as far as the performance we get from the actors. We really want those to come through and have the subtlety that we wanted. And I think there's examples of that right there. And
even your traversal system there, I'm noticing that they are waist high.
Yeah, they're in snow and they're struggling. And Connor will too. You'll see when Eric gets off the horse here. He's in the snow and he's got to deal with that now. He can run through it, but obviously when he gets in the trees, he's super slick.
Right.
He's a brand new assassin, right? So his weapons are different too. He's a dual wielding specialist. His kind of ideal setup is a tomahawk and a knife, but he also has his rope dart This little thing. It's actually a Chinese weapon of the period, but he got his hands on it now.
Yeah, I remember seeing an earlier demo where you guys had experimented with like a chain.
Yeah,
It was a little too Mortal Kombat.
It was, yeah. I just didn't feel right as we were playing it. We liked the idea of it, but we're like, this is not us. This isn't Assassin's Creed. So we went with the rope there, which is actually a historical weapon that was used in China during this time. So it makes sense.
And the combat system, I imagine, works a lot like previous Assassin's Creed games.
No, it's been redesigned from the ground up. We've with new animations. He's way more aggressive and dynamic. He can move, mitigate more guys at the same time. He's always on the move. He's the guy dictating the pace of the fights, which is something really important about. And that's kind of Connor's character, right? He's a very direct man, and he's dead.
Yeah, he's part of him.
We have an archetype here. We call him a snitch, just like a name we use in the team. But he basically he's see what's going on. He's going to alert the rest of the troops. And if Eric can get to him before he alerts the boys, then his time infiltrating this fort will be much easier. And he'll.
We saw a little bit of this in the Ezio trilogy, where you'd have to be running through the catacombs typically.
Exactly. Yeah. But this happens to happen anywhere.
Gotcha.
So there's actually he's advancing on this fort. There's actually 3 different approaches you can take. Eric's opting for the kind of more stealthy one here, backdoor-ish kind of thing.
Right.
And again, you'll get a feel for how Connor behaves in these natural environments. Like he rock climbs, it's very fluid and smooth, and it's a brand new fantasy, I think, for Assassin's fans. And I think it's pretty cool, like just a different feeling of Assassin, thinking outside the box.
Well, I imagine just looking at that looked like such a challenge because from my perspective, I thought, oh no, he messed up. He's not going to get out of that. It's like that tree is in any game you cannot. Through. There should be an invisible wall there by any.
But that's it.
Typical game design.
He manages all these that kind of shapes, right? You get these V's, and that's like he just hops right up there and very, very smooth. Again, just playing with that idea that this is where he.
Yeah, I'm noticing a very small amount of clipping for something where his head should be going through the tree right now. And
so here's our target. Silas is a Templar. He loves his tea.
Yeah.
You see that? Evil guys like tea.
Oh, of course, that's a stereotype. I understand. They also like whipping people, apparently.
But so black powder was a big commodity in the Revolution. There was a major scarce resource, and it was actually, funny enough, the first red exploding barrel, historically speaking. No joke. They were barrels.
So he used just a
musket there. He's got dual wielding muskets.
How long do those take to reload?
He does them fluidly on the move.
Gotcha.
But so here you could have fought those guys, but he doesn't have to. He focuses on his target. And Silas knows he's in trouble now, so he starts to run. But watch Connor on the move. Bam.
Yeah.
He can fight and kill without stopping. This guy goes down too.
Yeah.
And he's gonna finish the job.
And I do remember seeing that you are able to pick up weapons on the run.
Yeah.
That seems to be pretty not a
so
great.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's a little slice of Assassin's Creed 3. It's a huge game. Yeah. We've got 2 massive cities. We've got the frontier. We've unveiled the naval yesterday. So the players have more. They can do more than they've ever been able to before in Assassin's Creed. I'm really excited about the scale of it, and it's something I'm really hoping people respond to.
Gotcha. Well, the game looks fantastic, and there's been a lot of sad news this year with game delays being pushed. This one's actually coming out this year, though, right?
It's coming out October 30th.
Fantastic.
On PS3, Xbox 360, and PC, and it'll also be on Wii U when the Wii U ships. So
fantastic. Thank you, Matt, so much.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
I'm a huge fan, and I'm glad you guys stopped by.
Thank you very much.
On my mark.